Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am super excited about today's episode because we're going to talk about Sci-fi Romance, alien romance book series by one of my favorite authors. This series specifically was written by Miss Elizabeth Stevens, and it's The Taking to Veraxia. It's book 1, but it's called The Xiveri Mates. Honestly, y'all, she got me hooked. I never in my life read any type of sci-fi, nothing. I always thought that was like weird or just odd, because I think the way that I viewed sci-fi was always written by men. It was always like extremely nerdy. It was just uncomfortable. Like it wasn't anything that I could kind of latch onto. I think a lot of times it just made me feel dumb because it's a lot of science terminology or people sounding very smart, and ultimately like it's a fantasy, so I shouldn't be made to feel dumb to read it or listen to it, but I did. So I never ever was interested at all my entire life. But then I get on TikTok and I see her on my feed, my FYP, and she's talking about her book. She's like hyping them up. I don't think I saw many other like readers have read it, but she was hyping it up and she was talking about it. And of course, like, I love to support my Black women. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, because it was a little weird at first, because I was like, why would a human want to be with an alien? You know, that's noob shit, y'all. She got me good, because I got Amazon KU. I had a Kindle for a while, I just hadn't really used it, and then I was going through those books quick, right? I'm supposed to be training, I'm supposed to be recovering, I'm supposed to be sleeping. I'm staying up at night reading these books, having questions, questioning my moral compass, questioning, what am I doing? How does this make sense? Why does this feel justified? When he threatens this person, why is that okay? I'm on TikTok posting into my stories or on like my feed like, yo, Miss Elizabeth Stevens, what gives? What's going on here? What happened? And she was sweet enough to respond, like, you know, because I'm this new person, she don't know who I am. She's like, oh, you know, it gets better, or just wait for this person, because I was Rokantaranu. I don't know if I said that right, but that dude count your motherfucking days. When I first read that book 1, I was like, now you don't need to be acting all crazy now, acting wild. He was wilding, and I was hot about him. And she's like, just hold on, trust the process. And I was like, girl, this was like a really well written series. The best part of it was the world building. Most of the fantasy books or fiction books I've read I think I've been fortunate enough where the world building was like really, really good. The authors did their research. They took the time to like create the space that the story is going to take place, the setting. And that's really important to me. Now, personally, I'm a map girl. I love seeing a map in a book in the front, so I can kind of have a better gauge of understanding of how logistically things are working out. But I like a good challenge. Like, sometimes, not all books, especially the ones I like, have a map, so I kind of have to think about it in my head. Sometimes I'll map it out myself just to have a visual, so I know I have a better understanding of how things are going. But fortunately, because we're in space and we're talking about quadrants, which helped a lot, it did give me a better understanding as far as what's going on. That aside, like, the world building was amazing. I like the idea that she literally created words for the Veraxian language, for the Niharu pirates, for different beings in that universe, which I thought was really cool. Second, the imagery that she creates with these characters, the different species of these characters, was pretty like awesome. It gave me a good visual. Now, what helps out a lot is that she has commissioned art pieces for her characters, and I'll put the name of the lady here, but y'all, she has a post on her Instagram, because we were waiting for that stuff. And when I say Chris Hawks, chef's kiss, I was waiting for him. Okay, sorry, that's the camera shaking. I was waiting for him for the longest, and it came through, and I was like, damn. So ultimately, the amount of effort she put into these like books, creating the world that these characters are living in, creating the relationships and the overlapping like plot lines. This doesn't make any sense, but the plots that interconnected with the books, and like there are certain books that were standalones in the series, and there were like some special features from like the main characters that, you know, appeared in other books that are part of the major plot line. They popped in there. Like, she really did that. I'm just beside myself because I love that series, and I talk about it. So I made so many TikTok videos based off those books, and it was so funny because it was in like it was literally my introduction to sci-fi romance, and I'm like forever like changed, because I never would have picked up a book if it wasn't for her. You know, I would never have even thought about it, considered it, because I just like, that's weird. Bitch, you're weird. At the end of the day, I would have to say that I am very, very happy that I stumbled across that. I took the chance on TikTok and I came across her because, one, I have a new favorite author in my arsenal of favorite authors, and two, it exposed me to a very amazing storytelling talent of someone, and then I got introduced to these characters that I fell in love with. On my personal bookstagram, like, I rate the books I read. I rated the books, and the highest ratings I gave for the series was Taken to Viraxia, Taken to Nobu, and Taken to Himo, and all three of those were rated at 4.91. Overall, like, the average of the series, I gave it 4.68 for all the books. I will say, though, I did not finish Taken to Picosa. That's a story for another time, but it's not because I didn't like it. It takes a different mental setting to read that book. And the author actually leaves a note about that, like, hey, like, this book is intense, so make sure you were aware of that. I was not ready, so I have to go back to read that. It's so sad it's over. Like, she finished the last book in the series, Taken to Sky, and that was a really good book. So yeah, I think I'll make another video later where I talk more in depth about these books, specifically, and like how I use the rating system to put these books at the blank star review I gave them. I highly recommend Miss Elizabeth Stevens. She has range. She has another series like Lord of the Population, Monsters in the Oasis, and another one, the third part I cannot remember. She's a really good writer. I'm very happy that I came across this series. I'm very happy I came across this author. I trust her with my reading. I trust her recommendations because I like her and I trust her. And that's a big deal in the book world. Like, if I don't trust your rating system, you're recommending a book, I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm probably never gonna listen to you, but I trust her and I love her style. So I highly recommend her. I'll put her like links and stuff like that, or her handles, in the video. I just wanted to share that because it really made me excited, and that was my introduction to sci-fi romance. So I hope this video was fun for you guys, or at least interesting enough to inquire more about these ratings. I definitely gonna go into myself, but like, so stick tuned for that. But I definitely wanted to share that author because I think she's amazing. I think she's a wonderful, talented artist of words, and just the creative mind behind this universe is just outstanding. So highly recommend Elizabeth Stevens. Go check her out. She's on KU. She has books on Audible, 3 of them so far. There's more coming, and she's starting a new series soon. So keep an eye on her. Follow her on Instagram, follow her on TikTok, get on her newsletter, and just dive into the world. Dive into the worlds that she's written and just enjoy.